So here we go again, another week, another sale, and what a sale it is this week. If you've been waiting for that week where tons of quick completions games go on sale, then this is the week you've been waiting for. This is going to be a non-stop trip down everything that can be completed in 2 hours, along with all those best games, and we're going to have to be quick because there is so much that we've got to fit into this video. So we're not going to waste another second, we're going to roll those credits and get into this video. So here we go on a whistle-stop tour, and we're going to be starting off with the best games this week. Let's get these out of the way first. And first off, we're going to be having a game that we've mentioned before, but this is still a superly highly rated game, rated 4.25 from fellow achievement hunters, and it's a puzzle game called Creeks. This game is 75% off and is $4.49. Now, if you like the look of that one, you can also pick up the bundle for this game. The bundle contains Machinarium and Creeks. Machinarium can be completed in 2 to 3 hours and Creeks in about 5 to 6. Each are worth 1000 G, and you can pick up this bundle now 80% off at $5.99. And this is a 5-star rated game from the people who've already played it. So these are 2 quick completion games you can pick up for as little as $5.99. And next off, we have a selection of Telltale games. With Telltale's recently released game, there is no better time to go back and look at their previous collection. And the first one is their Batman, the Season 1. This bundle contains episodes 1 to 5, is a point and click adventure, is 50% off at $5.99, and this will take you around 1 to 2 hours to get the full achievement. And if you want to experience both games in the Batman series, then you can pick up the Telltale Batman Shadow Edition, 50% off at the minute for only $12.49, and you will get both seasons 1 and 2 with every episode included. And these 2 stories are rated 4.5 from fellow achievement hunters, and both stories will take you no more than about 6 hours to complete. Now, celebrating its anniversary this week is Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season. Now you can pick up the complete 4 episodes of this one at 60% off at $7.67, and if you haven't experienced the story from the beginning, go back and pick up the originals first, because this concludes what is a brilliant series. This series is rated 4.7 from fellow achievement hunters and will take you again around the 4 or 5 hour mark to complete. Another game worth mentioning that has been in Game Pass recently, and that's What Remains of Edith Finch. This is a narratively driven adventure game with a brilliant story behind it. It's currently 75% off at $3.99 and is rated 4.25 from fellow achievement hunters and will take you around 2 to 3 hours to complete. And if you're looking for something a little more AAA with a slightly longer completion time, and I mean slightly as in this will take you a considerable amount of time, then check out Assassin's Creed Origins. Currently 85% off at $8.24, rated 4.5 from fellow achievement hunters. Now if you have Game Pass, you can pick this one up with your subscription, but if you don't, then this is a seriously good game to pick up. It's when Ubisoft decided to switch over to a slightly more open world style, and it blends both the original style and the new style perfectly. And if you want to check this game out, this is the best time to do it. And like I said, this will take you slightly longer. Yes, it will take you around 80 hours to get the full achievement. As with all Assassin's Creed games, these are some seriously good games. So now on to those cheap games, and our first one is an adventure point and click that will take about 1 to 2 hours to complete and is a superly cheap 79p, which is 80% off its original price, and that's Bear With Me, The Lost Robots, a noir episodic adventure. This game is rated 3.25, so a decent game at that. And our next one is 90% off, 83p, and there's Sir Lovelot. Now this is going to be a platformer that's rated 3.5, so 2 seriously good games there at seriously cheap prices, worth checking these out. And this one will take you around 3 to 4 hours to complete. And continuing that trend, another 3.5 game, 90% off at 83p, is Lost Orbit Terminal Velocity. This is an action style game game that takes around 4 to 5 hours to get the full completion. Violet Remastered is next, and 90% off at 83p. This one's rated 2.25 and is an adventure point and click that takes around 6 to 8 hours to get the full completion. Still under £1 by a penny. 75% off, 99p, is Deployment. Now, this one is going to be classed as a stinker as it is only rated 1.75, but this shoot 'em up will only take 1 to 2 hours to get that 1000G. A Windows 10 game next, Flasco Man, was only 75% off, which is £1.04. This game is rated 2.5 and will net you 2000G for around half an hour's gameplay. So if you're looking for a bumper gamer score at a cheap price, this is the one to pick up if you have access to Windows. Our next one is The Bridge, not one I've seen come up before, but this one's rated 3.25, so a nice puzzle game here. 85% off at £1.19, and this one will take about 6 to 8 hours to complete. So our next one is £1.24, another really good rated game at 3.75, an action adventure point and click called Agent A puzzle in disguise. This one takes around 4 to 5 hours to get that 1000G. And the final game is Dead Dungeon, 70% off at £1.25. This one's rated 2.5, is a platformer and takes around 2 to 3 hours to get the 1000G. So we've had to rush through that last section because this next section, all the games that can be completed in 1 to 2 hours, has a ton of games on offer this week, and I'm sure everybody out there is going to be able to find something that suits their fancy. So let's get into this, and this is every game that can be completed in under half an hour, with the first one being Haunted Halloween 86, 70% off at £2.51. This one's rated 1.75, so we are kicking this off with a stinker, and this is a horror style platformer set in the old NES style. Our next one is Discolored, 65% off at £2.93. This one's rated slightly better at 2.75 and is an adventure game. And our big hitter for the gamer score this week, Tony and Clyde, worth 4000G for less than half an hour's gameplay. Brilliant value here. £2.63, 67% off, and this one's rated 2.25. And our first visual novel of the week is Venus, Improbable Dream, rated 2 stars from East Asia Soft, and this one sees you helped a troubled young man overcome deep personal fears. Trophy next, 50% off, £4.19. This is a running gun worth 1000G and is rated 2 stars. And our first airy game, which I believe is 2 on the list this week, is Path of Corruption, rated 2.25, 40% off at £5.03. Nescape is next. Now this is an adventure point and click adventure set again in the 8-bit style. It's 50% off at £1.99 and is rated 2.25. And our final game is a new one which was only released on August the 11th. Will game take you about half hour to get all the achievements, is 20% off for its launch, £3.35, and that's Cube Airport. So not a bad start from those games, and let's see what we have next. So every game that can now be completed in under an hour. And the first one is Dark Source. This is a platformer, colourful 3D graphics, 40% off, £2.51, and is rated 2 stars. Luck Slinger, platformer, looks like set in the Wild West, rated 2.5, 80% off at a very cheap £1.99. Another new game that only got released on August the 11th is Acceptance, 20% off for its launch. This one will set you back £4.79 and is an adventure story-driven psychological thriller. And next is My Worst Nightmare, a building full of cats. This one's actually rated 3.5, so it's actually a decent game. It's a puzzle hidden object game, which is 20% off at a £1.99. So even if you hate cats, this is still a good game to be picking up at a really cheap price. Palindrome Syndrome, Escape Room. So if you didn't get enough escape rooms last week, then we have another one this week for you. Rated 2.25, is 40% off at £4.79. Signalis is next. This one is a survival horror game. Also available with Game Pass, this one is on sale, but it's still going to set you back $12.55. So probably better off just getting Game Pass for that price. You'll have access to a load more games, but if you don't want to get that, then you can pick this one off for 25% off, and it's rated 3.5 stars. Probably what is going to be the worst rated game this week. I can't imagine it's going to be much worse. Rated 1.5 is Afterglitch. Now, we've mentioned this one several times before. This is an adventure third-person exploration sci-fi game. 40% off at $7.49, so it's a seriously expensive game for what could be a very disappointing time. She Wants Me Dead, another cat game. Why do people keep making cat games? And this is definitely my nightmare now. A cat trying to kill you. 75% off at £2.09, and this one's rated 2.25. Battle Kid, Fortress of Peril next, 50% off, £4.19. This is a platformer, rated 1.75, so this is our third stinker this week. This one's also set in the 8-bit retro style. Teacup next, £5.03. This is an adventure game, rated 2.75. And our final one is another newly released game, one which we do have a walkthrough guide available for, and that's Fluffy Milo. This is a puzzle game where you basically push blocks around to feed your cat. So another cat game. I really cannot escape them this week. And our biggest section, as always, is all those games that can be completed in around 1 to 2 hours, with the first one being Mystic Ocean, 75% off at £3.12. This one's rated 3 stars and is an adventure game. Well, we've gone from cats, but now we've got an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. This one's 40% off at quite a hefty £10.04, is 2.5 stars and is an adventure game. A Memoir Blue is next. Now, I know this one again has been on Game Pass previously, but it's currently 30% off at $4.68, is rated 3.25 and is an adventure game. Get a Grip, Chips and Body Bugs. Sounds an interesting platformer name. This one's 35% off, another really cheap price of $1.61, and is rated 3 stars. From Heaven to Earth, I think we've had this one not that long ago, but it's currently 35% off at $3.78, and this is actually the worst rated game, 1.25. This one is the worst platformer you might ever play. If anybody has played this one, then don't forget to leave us a comment below letting us know why it is that bad, and does it really justify this bad score. Our next game is currently in Game Pass, but for those of you who don't have Game Pass, rated 3.5 is Unpacking. This one's currently 40% off at £10.04 and is a simulation style relaxing game. Party game next, Rubber Bandits. Again, Game Pass available, but if not, 50% off currently at $3.99. Flying Soldiers next, 40% off for $7.79. This is a puzzle game with looks like birds and is rated 2.75. Axis Football 2023, American football game here, 50% off, $8.37 and rated 1.75. So clearly not an accurate representation of American football. Our second airy game is Calm Mind 3 this week. It's 30% off at £5.87 and is rated 2 stars. The Fortress Cathedral next. This is an adventure game, first-person environmental thriller. This one's 50% off at $6.24 and is rated 1.75. So we're getting quite a few stinkers this week. You might want to avoid some of these games, else you could be in for a bad week. Another newly released game from August the 11th is World Soccer Pinball, 15% off for the launch, £2.11, so still a reasonably cheap price. And again, this will take you about 1 to 2 hours to get the completion. Axis next, 40% off, $2.51, rated 2.75 and is a battle royale. Mushroom Survivor next, another game worth 4,000 G for about 2 hours worth of gameplay, 60% off at £1.67. She Sees Red, interactive movie, so a visual novel style game here, £2.51, nice and cheap there, 70% off, and is rated 3 stars. So a fold apart is next. This one's £3.74, 75% off, is rated 3.25, and it is a puzzle game in a world of folding paper. Evans Remains next, a platform puzzle game rated 2.75, 60% off at £2.31. Dragon's Lair Trilogy, £8.37, 50% off. This is a collection of adventure games, which apparently you can get all the achievements in 2 hours, is rated 3.75. And our final game is from Annapurna Interactive, and that's Gorogoa, which is an elegant elevation of a puzzle genre. 70% off, $3.59, and is rated 3.5 stars. So there you have it. That was our quick rundown of everything on sale this week. As you can see, there are so many games. I'm sure you'll be able to find something out there. There is a great amount of games with some great prices out there. And also, as always, there are some stinkers you just might want to be keeping away from. Other than that, there's those brilliant games. Assassin's Creed is a great game, but you are going to have to put in some serious hours if you want the completion on that one. And those cheap games are some brilliant games. And there's a couple of big games in there with 4000G, so I'm sure we'll all be playing something great this week. And I hope you're all finding this information helpful each week. If you do, then please do like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave us a comment letting us know which games you'll be picking up this week, or there any out there that I've missed that you think that the community needs to hear about. Whilst you're there, also nip over to our Twitter page. We have competitions running at the minute where you could win copies of games, so nip over there and enter those for your chance to win. And we have more guides and helpful tips coming each week on our site, so hit that bell notification so you know when all our content is coming. It will also let you know when we release these sales videos, and as always, sales are only on for a limited time, with this week's sale only on till August the 21st. Well, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.